Welcome everyone to my bonsai oasis. And this introduction is a little bit different than most because one, I'm not running around like a madman. I'm actually sitting down, which I need to do more of up here at Bonsai Acres. Yeah, I had a lot to do this weekend. It is Sunday, the 17th of May. May is half over, y'all. Where does the time go? A lot of exciting things happening up at Bonsai Acres. We have this weekend, we have a fence to build. Well, it's the 17th, so it might be built. But first, we have to back up a little bit. Welcome to Bonsai Acres.
Now, when I last left you, I got the flat part done and the part that comes out towards the shed, towards what's going to be the new fence in a little while. So then I have to work now on creating the ramp that goes down into the fenced area. Now, this platform isn't perfectly plumb to that said fence, so we're going to have some issues in the end, but let's start digging into the ground. Let's start breaking open some of the paver stone base layer number 1, and let's start building, cutting, drilling, and making this ramp will come to fruition. Every time I go shopping for things, like today for instance, I needed more 2x6x8s, and I thought I needed 6, because I had 2 left over here. I thought I needed 6, yeah, and I got 8 anyway. But here's what happened. A little wobbly on that back end towards the left side, it goes down a little bit, but here's what happened after I got 8 instead of 6. Oh my gosh, I'm still short. And if you can tell at the bottom, here's my mistake. We're about 13 inches there, and we're about 19 inches there. So that's a difference of 6 inches if my math is right. And so what I went ahead and did is added a 2x4 all the way down the length to there, and then a 2x4 there. That's going to be covered by boards. But if I put 3 more 2x6x8s, it'll go right up to the edge there. And if I need a bigger board for that last one, well, we'll go ahead and put a 2x8x8. So it's looking pretty good, but it's so frustrating. I am just 3 boards shy. And here I thought I was buying extra. Big enough ramp for the 4-wheeler. I'm gonna go try to get that started. Pretty cool. So this is gonna be the in and out of this. And here's one of the tricky spots I was worried about. Right here, the ramp had to go down a little bit so this door could close. Oh, just stuck down there. But my friend was telling me, you know, Billy, the bald Yeti, was telling me that I got to put a brace on here, and I knew I had to. I just haven't done it yet. We got to put a triangle brace here, so this doesn't wobble so much. Because if you lift it up just a little bit, then it closes. And right now it's sticking on the chicken wire down there, so then it'll sit above that ramp that goes down there. So I left it high enough for a reason, because I knew I'd be building a ramp, so it's in pretty good shape. We just had that lower chicken wire there for the rabbits, and actually now the door will just sit right open right there. And so once that chicken wire's gone, we can go ahead, lift up, and close it. And I will put a nice triangle brace there on both of these doors, so we'll be in good shape.
That's right, if you've been following the channel, following the progress, this is the weekend, or I promised in a week or so, that we'd be building fence number 2. So behind me is fence number 1 with about 50 trees in the ground. Oh, and incidentally, if I slow down long enough, this boxwood might get a little trim, maybe even a repot, but I just don't know if I'm gonna have enough energy. And that's been one of the sacrifices of when I come up here at Bonsai Acres. I don't tend to my trees as much as I probably should. We'll see if I have enough energy to just put my mind, free my mind into some tree time, because I desperately need that. Haven't done nearly enough this spring. But this was a big project because I have 40 larch to get in the ground, and it's middle of May. Now up here, we're gonna hit lows in the mid to upper 30s again, 2 more times in the next 7 days on the 7 to 14 day forecast. So, you know, some of the trees, some of the young poplars behind me are just opening up. And so up here in northern Minnesota, yeah, I have a little extra leeway, but I really got to get those larch in the ground. The larch are just starting to pop out. The buds are just starting to open up. And so a good time for me to get them in the ground, in their resting place for at least 2 to 3 years, if not much longer. And then hopefully people can start maybe utilizing some of those trees in the future. So let's back up just a little bit. What am I sitting on? I had to finish the ramp, so I got a ramp coming up onto the porch area, and I got a ramp going down into the first fence area. So everything is all sealed off, ready to go, and my only question now is if I should stain it or just let nature do its thing. So this is green treated wood, 2x6s with 2x4 bases to the structure. It ain't going anywhere, and it ain't gonna rot anytime soon. Do I stain it or do I make it match the color of the fence, which it will after just 1 season? That is the question. Hey, put down in the comments if you would, what do you think Dave should do up at Bonsai Acres? Should I stain this beautiful deck or should I leave it alone? Now, I've shared before, I might put some banisters up here, some kind of railing system, or a place to show off some trees. So that's all in the future. And if I do that, maybe I'll make it a little bit prettier with a certain color. But in the meantime, this is very functional. The 4-wheeler goes back and forth on here really, really nice. And that is super sweet. So the deck is done. Switched it over to the other side so it's left of the sun, can give us a little bit of a shine here. Yeah, blue star juniper. Like the Procumbens Nana, when you first get these from the store, you just don't know what you got to work with. But there's often a lot of, you know, low-hanging fruit down here. These are kind of flopsy-mopsy trees. And though I won't know how this is going to be in the pot for a long, long time, let's just get rid of some. As a matter of fact, this won't even go in a pot. Next weekend, when I get the fence in the ground, either this will go into that new fence area or I'll continue to fill up this current one I have over in front of me because there's more space in that. So I got 2 of these guys. So why don't I just go ahead and get rid of some of these lower branches that I just don't think I'm gonna need. We wanna make this look like a tree instead of the bush that it kind of looks like right now. There we go. Well, that was a big branch. I hope that wasn't an important one. Yeah, so it's kind of got a really, really angled branch over this way. Real thin like they usually are. The last one I worked on of the blue star is my triple trunk. So I'll put that episode, link it up here to this guy here so you can kind of see what I did with that one. That one is kind of a fun one. Turned out pretty cool. It's coming around nice this year. I can't wait to get an update on that one for everybody. But I don't work on a lot of trees up here at Bonsai Acres yet. I think this is the year where I'm going to kind of start. But this spring I still had to do a couple of things. I had to get this, I have to get this fence in the ground. And yeah. So I don't have a whole lot I really can do with this guy yet because I don't know what I'm going to do with him. So there we go. So I was able to come up on Friday night and do a little pre-staining of the posts that would go into the ground. The idea here is to stain the top 6 feet and the bottom 2 feet will be burned. Yeah, so we're gonna do the old burn method to keep it waterproof, water resistant, bug resistant, all that good stuff. And we're gonna go ahead and do that to the bottom 2 feet. So my son's gonna do that on day 2. But on Friday night, I was able to get all those stained, all 15 of them. We'll see if we're going to use them all. I might have overbought, but I'll always have wood for other projects. We'll see. So that was some things I did on Friday night. I kind of just set the stage for when Toby was going to come up. That's right, my buddy, my son, my helper, my photographer sometimes. Toby heading up to Bonsai Acres first thing in the morning.
So as I was coming out of the box door with my wheelbarrow, some guy walked past me and said, "Good luck with that." And I kind of laughed, chuckled it off. It started off really good, and then it just got nightmarish after nightmarish. I put the little shims in the wrong way. I had to unscrew it 3 or 4 times. All the bolts have to face out. I had 2 facing in. Oh my gosh. But the wheelbarrow is done. Oh my gosh.
I was able to sleep till about 7:30 in the RV. First sleep since the earlier one this spring. Got a little chilly at night, but I was pretty comfortable. And setting up the stage again for Toby to be here. So I tested out the burning system with the propane tank and my new torch. That thing's pretty powerful, y'all. If you ever get one of those torches, yeah, be extra cautious, right? Toby was going to be on that chore when he got here, and he was driving up as I was getting this stage set to build the fence. So laying some wood around the structure, doing a little bit of cleaning, picking up, and just making sure everything was in order for Toby to come up. And then when he came up, we had to finish digging some holes. So while I was digging some holes, Toby was going to get started with burning on the bottom 2 feet of the 4x4s. I got some holes dug. I got about half the fence holes dug. He finished all the burning. And then it was just a matter of, putting them all in there and starting to pound. Now, in all, we did a pretty good job. We had a couple of kinks with rocks and things. We couldn't just go any deeper, so some of the posts are a little bit higher. You know, this is a fence to hold in trees. Please remember that, everybody. I'll get comments from people once in a while and wondering maybe why I did things the way I did. I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go. But this first one is pretty strong. This one, I'm burying the post with the whole burn method, right? But, you know, it's a fence for trees. It's mainly just keeping the deer out, and it's got to stay strong. Now this one is going to be about, I was expecting, 48 feet long, close to 50, and 12 wide. My original fence is 24 by 24. This one has to be long and skinny based on the land it's going on. I want room on both sides to be able to run the four-wheeler back and forth. So 12 wide by 48. Well, that was going to just take up too much land, and circling around with the four-wheeler would have been tough. And so we had to bring it down to 36 by 12, which is still really big. We'll still house anywhere from, well, 40 to 50 trees, I'm sure, depending on how big they are, of course. I can't thank Tobe enough because of his 6 hours up here with me, 5 or 6 hours. We were able to put this thing pretty much all the way around with fencing almost all the way around. You can see my Bonsai Acre sign down there in the ground. That's going to go on this doorway on this side. So we're going to put that right here. So I'm going to have doors on both sides, so I don't have to walk all the way around to get in. And here we have it. So I was able to stain the top, as you can see, kind of a free gray stain, again, from the Washington County Recycle Center, free of charge. Didn't pay a penny for that. And then come in here, and I've already got black stuff down here. Now this is going to be where all my current bonsai in pots is going to go. And we're going to have the sprinkler set up right here, so this gets real nice and wet when it needs to on a daily basis. And this will all be trees. We're going to plant our first batch of trees down here, which is going to be the larch, which you see in the big old nursery black pot down there. So we've got some soil from the local area right here, and we've got some manure in there, we got some black dirt in there, and we're making some mixing up pots, and we're going to have some trees in the ground in no time. All in all, I'm quite pleased. The fence kind of slopes along with the slope of the earth. There's a couple little bumps and bruises with things a little bit higher, but you know what? All in all, this thing turned out pretty fantastic, and I have to say, this is pretty solid here. So today, as the sun kind of peeks out, rain a little bit later, I hope, because I want him to water all the trees I'll be putting in there. I am just in such gratitude for my son Toby for spending those 5-6 hours with me to make this happen. This was a lot of work, and the reason why I was sitting in the chair to start, I'm kind of groggy this morning. This is kind of like Nigel with day 12, 13, or 14 of the Poly Hoop House with Nate helping him. Those guys must be like dead to the world. This was a lot of work in 6 hours. So it's time to get back to work. So I'm on my feet, I'm getting a little bit more energy. That's what happens when I talk to you all. I get excited because I want you to come up here and join me, but it's gotta be done. Well, it's gotta be more done. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get those trees in the ground today. That's the biggest thing, priority number one. All the larch have made it into the new fence area. Sun's kind of peeking through some high clouds, but I did just fill up 45 gallons worth of water. So the solar pump is working even with partial cloudy skies, kind of thin layer. But let's see if we can go ahead and turn it on for you. And as fun as it is to use the watering can, it's the same water. And look at that stream. Nice and light. Not going to disturb the soil. So I've watered them twice with the can. Now I'm getting them once with the hose, and I definitely will get them once before the end of the day. I want these to have lots of water. Some of them are looking a little peaked. Don't know if they're going to make it. I ordered 40 of them. The trees that I can lift that are in bonsai soil are in their spot in the new gate. So I've left from this pillar on the last 12 feet for my bonsai trees and bonsai pots that I can sprinkle like this every single day while I'm not here this summer. So it's going to be risky. We're going to see what we got. Right now it's on the timer. It's probably going to shut off any second now, but it's going back and forth. It's oscillating. And it's kind of a little overcast. We got sun just coming, peeking through some high clouds. Hopefully we'll get some rain today. We got trees in the ground. We got all the larches in the ground. I got a couple of the jack pines rescued from far yonder. And then over here, the trees that are gonna be needing to be watered every day. So the sprinkler will go on right here. These will get some residual water, so I'm a little bit worried about them getting too much water. So I may have to move the sprinkler up a little bit so they don't get hit so much. But I got chicken wire all the way along the bottom there where the big cracks are for the bunnies. Everything else, I'm just gonna risk it this time. And we gotta stain the wood, the white stuff, the pine. We gotta stain it before we staple all that chicken wire on there. It's just gonna be it's a sloppy mess to paint and stain. So yeah, it's coming along. I'm tired. I think it's time to head home. So I gotta go close up shop. I didn't get to work on my beautiful boxwood tree down there. Yeah, another time, another delay. Exciting stuff. A big shout out again to Toby for helping me up here yesterday. Just a little bit of cleanup today and getting these trees in the ground. And now it's time to go home and be ready for the next time. Until soon. Welcome to Bonsai Acres.
Very excited.